Hello, Reese again. So in my last video I introduced you to the traceback technique. This was designed to improve your dream recall through improving your waking life recall. In this video I want to discuss when, through that technique, we uncover faulty memories. Faulty memories seem to develop in nearly everyone on some level at some point, although they're likely to develop in more extreme ways in people that suffer or have suffered from mental problems or drug dependency. That sounds like someone I know. So yes, let me come out and say it straight away. Through the years, whilst using the traceback technique, I've uncovered plenty of my own. In fact, I'll be using one of my less personal faulty memory experiences as an example in just a moment. So please, when and if you uncover a faulty memory, don't be disappointed in yourself. It's not like you purposefully sabotaged your recall. Nearly all of our brains engage in this peculiar act for a variety of different subconscious reasons. We do it to protect ourselves from bad memories. We do it to undermine ourselves so we forget the good things we've done. We do it because the present moment colours the past and warps our ability to recall objectively. We do it because, in one way or another, we've damaged ourselves. But through the traceback technique, we can locate that damage and resolve it. Don't necessarily go looking for it though, just let it find you. Use the technique in the way I suggested in the previous video and only move on to this technique when and if you discover a faulty memory. Okay, so under the assumption that you've located one, let's move forward. Resolving a faulty memory doesn't have to be a complicated thing. It can be as simple as this. When you come across a memory that doesn't match up with a previous one, simply sit with it and explore it. Put yourself back into true objective recall by clearing your mind and letting thoughts flow freely. Struggling to do this? Well, drink some water. Turn the lights off. Get comfortable. Breathe deeply. Close your eyes. Just let it all go. Relive the truth of the matter and ask yourself, why did I warp this memory? Try and pinpoint the moment that your brain started to work its distortion magic. If you're in a relaxed state and are truly looking for resolution, at this point your brain should give up its reasoning. But if resolution doesn't come, that's fine. You might not be ready for it. Sit with it for a while longer, and if it still doesn't come, just let it go for now. Try again some other time and know that eventually you will remember. Okay, so let me give you an example of exactly what I'm talking about in case you're lost. The example I'm about to use is a minor one, and it had no major impact on my life. I'm choosing to use this rather mild example because I don't particularly want to broadcast an ultra-personal one. Either way, this still showcases what I'm talking about, just on a lesser, more insignificant scale. During one of my traceback sessions, I began to recall several dream-related memories from my drug years. This was interesting to me, because previously I'd believed my dream recall to be pretty much non-existent during that period. And the more I sat with these memories, the more that came back to me. I remembered talking to friends about weird dreams, lucid and non-lucid. I remembered talking to my ex-girlfriend Lauren about how I was struggling to discern between waking life and dream life. I remembered recurring nightmares that haunted me back into waking life. I even remembered an extremely vivid lucid dream I had while sleeping at my friend's house after copious amounts of intoxicants. It really is amazing how much came flooding back after just one spark from one memory. From that spark onwards, it was like a domino effect. And all of those recovered memories directly contradicted my previous all-encompassing one. That being that I didn't really have dream recall during that period. So, naturally, I was curious to explore exactly why I'd warped my memories in that fashion. As I continued to explore these rediscovered memories, I also began to explore my waking life recall from the years after I quit drugs. All the while asking myself, why did I distort these memories? The questioning and intent for resolution eventually led to the unlocking of my brain's reasoning. In this particular case, it turned out to be a fairly innocent distortion. There was no deep psychological reasoning behind why I did it. It was just a simple case of the grass is greener. You see, when I hit 19 and started actively practicing lucid dreaming again, I honed the skill to a very high level very quickly. From my new vantage point of increased dream recall and lucidity, I began to look back unfavourably to the dream recall and lucidity of my drug years. At some point I looked back so unfavourably, I incorrectly convinced myself that I hardly had any dream recall back then. That assertion then became ingrained within my psyche, and I blindly believed it for quite some time. And so, with that realisation, the resolution was complete, and my true memories had been restored. As I said, this is a fairly minor example of the sort of faulty memories you might discover on your path. But regardless, it showcases in essence what you might experience. Discovering and resolving faulty memories is a life-affirming process. It's also good for training your memory and your waking life recall, which of course will eventually transition over into the dream world. So that will do for now. Next time I'm going to be going into more depth in regards to exactly how weed affected my dream recall. Because it did affect it. It didn't kill it, but it definitely had an influence. So tune back next time and I'll talk about that.